Hello everyone, welcome. I am Amy, the creator of WorkSmart Math and a highly experienced private math tutor. Lots of students struggle with solving equations. The simplest of all is single linear equations, which is what this video will focus on. It is the foundation of solving more complicated ones, such as quadratic or simultaneous equations. Enough said, let's get started and take a look at an example.
Our goal is to have x equals a number at the end. In order to get this, we need to move everything that contains x to one side of the equal sign and all the numbers to the other side. When we do that, we need to change the sign of all these numbers. So for this question, let's move 3x to the left-hand side and move this positive 2 to the right-hand side. So positive 3x becomes negative 3x. And this positive 2 becomes negative 2. Okay, we're very close to the final answer. All we need to do now is to get rid of that negative 2 that's multiplying with x. To get rid of something, we need to perform the opposite. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. And when we do that, negative 2 and the negative 2 cancel each other out. However, make sure you do that on the other side of the equal sign as well to keep the equation balanced. And the answer is 4. Let's have a look at another example. There is a fraction in the equation. To get rid of the fraction, we want to get rid of that denominator. We have 3x is divided by 5. So the opposite of dividing is multiplying. And then we need to multiply the left-hand side with 5 and do the same on the right-hand side. 5 and 5 cancel each other out. If you are unsure how that cancelling happened, please check my other video on multiplication of fractions. Okay, let's get rid of this 3. Again, we can divide both sides by 3 and get the answer 20. There is a smarter way of doing this question. Before we solve anything, let's see if we can simplify the question. Luckily, both sides have a common factor of 3. So when we divide them by 3, we get and this looks much simpler than the original question. Again, some of you may know the answer without doing anything further. Let's keep practicing. To get rid of this denominator 5, let's multiply everything with 5. Again, 5 and 5 cancel each other out. And we get the same answer as before. I highly recommend the second method because it produces a question with much smaller numbers and it's much easier to deal with than the original one. Are you ready for one last example? Please feel free to pause the video and give it a go. Alright, let's do this together. Again, can we simplify this? Both sides can be divided by 3. Okay, now we have this fraction, so let's get rid of the denominator. We need to expand the brackets. Now, having that goal in mind, let me remind you, x equals a number. We need to move negative 3x to the left-hand side. When we do that, it becomes a positive 3x. So to get rid of this 4, we perform the opposite on both sides of the equal sign. This leaves us with a fraction. If you have a fraction, please make sure it's in its simplest form. If you are unclear how to simplify fractions, please check out my other video on that topic. So this is us. To summarize, the method of solving linear equations is to always keep your goal in mind and move everything that contains x to one side of the equal sign and everything else to the other side. And when we do that, please change their signs to the opposite. If you would like to get rid of something, we need to perform the opposite, such as if it's multiplying, we divide it. If it's dividing, we multiply it. And make sure we do that on both sides of the equation to keep it balanced. To solve equations in a smart way is to simplify it if we can right at the beginning, so that we only deal with smaller numbers in our calculations. And always make sure your answer is in its simplest form. If you find this video helpful, please give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel for more. I also offer online tutoring lessons that can be easily booked at www.worksmartmath.com. Why work harder when you can work smarter? See you next time.